Hey beauties, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the one and only Clean Beauty Podcast. Did you know that in America, cosmetics are not regulated? Companies are free to add thousands of potentially harmful ingredients that personally cause me to have health problems. Hi, I'm the creator of Lash Binder and your host, Cassandra McClure. I've worked in the beauty industry worldwide for over 10 years as a wedding and celebrity makeup artist. Now, I'm on a mission to ban 1,500 ingredients by advocating for cleaner and greener cosmetics. Join me every Monday right here for a new episode on the Clean Beauty Revolution. Hey beauties, I hope your summer is going great. I just got back from Seattle. I go there a lot during the summer for destination weddings. They're not really destination for me because it's going back home and I stay with my family and it's great. So I don't even charge extra to go to Seattle for all my Seattle poops. But I find that I have a lot of inspiration, or I should say I get a lot of inspiration when I go home. It's so interesting. My family and friends ask me questions that I don't know the answer to, or that I'm like, oh, that's a great point, or that's a great topic to talk about. And so when I get home, I do research or I find an article and I get really inspired. And my mom, she was like, I got gray hair. Like, I I know she was asking for my advice, but I didn't know what to tell her. But she said, what am I going to do with my hair? I haven't dyed it. It's not clean. That can't be good for my hair. Like, my mom, she's so awesome. She now knows about clean beauty and she's been dyeing her hair for years. And I was like, well, if you want to get a box, I can dye it for you. I actually don't know the answer. And I know that's not the answer she wanted to hear. And today I found an article and sent it to her and she was like, yay. And so I cannot wait to share it with you because I'm sure you have the same questions. This episode is proudly sponsored by lashbinder.com, a patent pending tool that I developed to be the quickest, easiest, and safest way to apply lashes on yourself and clients. If you've ever tried applying lashes, you either use your fingers, which is pretty hard to master, a pair of tweezers, which can be super scary, or you were lucky enough to have a friend like me help you. Those days are long gone with Lash Binder, an applicator that'll have you looking fabulous in under a minute. Are you ready to say goodbye to expensive, damaging, and time-consuming lash extensions or hours spent in the mirror applying makeup? Don't you wish you could apply lashes easy and just go? Let your skin glow and your confidence skyrocket with the perfect pair of lashes applied with Lash Binder. Lash Binder is truly the lash tool you'll ever need. Be the first to get your hands on one today, exclusively at lashbinder.com. Be sure to find us on Instagram at lashbinder, LASHBINDER. Links in the show notes. Happy lashing! And a lot of us love our hair. Like we like hair dye. We want to know what color brands are good. And I wanted to do this not only for, hairdressers. Like there's a whole big thing. That's a whole nother episode about the Salon Act that was like passed in California. And like basically like there's formaldehyde and all different sorts of harmful chemicals that our salon workers inhale, and it wasn't being disclosed, and some of them had like, problems with their babies, birth defects and things like that. So anyways, I knew that it wasn't good, and I haven't gotten my hair dyed since I found out about clean beauty, which is almost 2 years. And it was good because there's hope. There are apparently clean ones. I didn't do all my research on them, but I did recognize a couple, and I was happy to see it. So hair dyes are one of the most amazing inventions ever. It makes you feel younger, confident, excited about life, pretty, and it's the best way to get rid of that beautiful silver or gray color. As women, we need to to get rid of that, to look young and feel youthful. But if you're trying to live a clean and non-toxic lifestyle, I just poured a glass of wine and I clearly haven't had enough because I'm still having tongue twisters. This is my 4th episode of the night. Yes, I batch. You should thank me. That's me taking a sip. And I literally just poured it, and I've been doing this for, I don't know, 3 hours. So I deserve a glass of wine. Anyway, if you're trying to live a non-toxic lifestyle, then you know that they're, unsafe, the colors and stuff may be really harmful. And I remember my mom dyeing her hair in the house, and we had to open every window. It was just, my eyes would water, and it was like, reminded me of an onion, it was so overwhelming. And we all know that there are safer deodorants and shampoos and makeup and all of that, but what about hair dye? So let's talk about it. I don't want to diss all of the hair brands that aren't, because I'm sure you can think of them or go to the store and see them. I don't feel like I need to talk about those. So I just want to highlight the ones that are good, but we should talk about the really important stuff first, like cancer. It increases your chance of getting cancer a lot if you're dyeing your hair. And if you know someone that's had cancer, I do, my friend Carmen, or lost their lives to cancer and didn't actually make it out, we know how crazy, horrible that situation is. And a lot of us would think we would avoid that at all costs, but we're not doing all those things. We're dyeing our hair. We're going in and getting our hair dyed once a month. So when you dye your hair, those numbers go up dramatically, and a lot of them are linked to regular use of hair dye. And I know that's crazy to think about, but it makes a lot of sense because a lot of chemicals and really harmful stuff, and it's going into your head, which is very absorbent. Your head is one of the most absorbent parts of your body. And yeah, so especially the permanent hair dyes. I know some of us use the semi-permanent. So let's put this into perspective and know that we are already surrounded with hormone disruptors and carcinogens, right? But as women, we are exposed to these things more, especially with hair dye. But if you think about, okay, what we're cooking with, what we're sleeping on, what we're using in the shower, like all of these things matter. But when we start to detox and get rid of the things that, it took Nathan and I over a year to get a new mattress. It was $5,000. It took us a while to get used to the house not smelling like flowers because we had plugins all over the house. It was different getting different pans that didn't maybe work as the same. And it's been a change to not use our normal Tupperware and buy all glass. Yes, it's like, it's a change. But it's good changes. And we feel really good every time we do use any of those things. We love sleeping on our new $5,000 mattress. I know it's crazy, but it's worth it. It's, you spend over half your life sleeping, so you should have a great mattress and know that if there was ever a fire, it's like, I don't know. So breast cancer is a huge thing. Ages 22 to 60. In Finland, there's over 6,500 breast cancer patients, and discovered that the odds of breast cancer increased by 23% for women who use hair dye. Like, that's a lot. I mean, it's not half, but it's a lot. Bladder cancer, same thing. 282 times more likely to get bladder cancer out of like a study of a bunch of women. There's a link between brain cancer, which, I mean, makes sense. It's like right there. And we don't really hear about brain cancer very often, do we? But it's possible. Like, you could be susceptible to brain cancer. It could be your DNA could get it easier than others. So something to think about. There are ingredients that I could go over, and I'll I'll tell you a couple of them, but I feel like we're not going to remember these. So it's best just to get the clean ones from the beginning. Uh, ethanolamines. I call them DEA, TEA, MEA. Like if you see the 3 letters on the back, like those things are, they're shown to cause cancer in animal lab studies. And it's sad that they're even testing and giving these animals cancer from the beginning and then maybe killing them at the end. So they're not cruelty free. That sucks. There's there's endocrine disruptors, there's hormone disruptors, there's ammonia in a lot of hair dye, which can cause eye, lung, and respiratory tract problems, asthma, allergies. Like I was saying, we opened up all the windows in the house. I would sneeze, I would cough. I remember, when my mom would do her hair, like just wanting to leave the house. I hated it. There's undisclosed fragrances. You guys know how I feel about fragrance and phthalates. Phthalates is spelled with a PH at the front, so PHTHALATES. And there's lots of that because they want it to smell nicer. They want you to not have to open every window. So in the last 10 years, they've come a long way, but now they're just, covered up with a lot of fragrance. SLS, another 3-letter, it's a carcinogen. Like it's carcinogen to you. So lead acetate in progressive hair dyes, which the FDA repealed approval for lead acetate as a color additive to hair dye in 2018. And it's, propylene glycol. You guys will see this in lots of different cosmetics, but this one is a petroleum-based ingredient and is contaminated with 1,4-dioxane and ethylene oxide, which can cause reproductive toxicity, headache, nausea. If you've ever gotten a headache in a salon, they're probably using that. And even in a nail salon, like that's very common to get a headache. I feel high when I go to the nail salon, and so that's kind of like my last frontier. I gotta stop that. It's really bad. I literally don't feel like I should drive after I'm in there because it's so bad. Coal tar, you guys have heard about this, and a lot of people know about it because it's also found in mascaras and stuff like that. I just had a workshop last week and we talked about coal tar, and they were like, "What's coal tar?" And I'm like, exactly what it sounds like. It's a byproduct of the coal industry. Most dyes, today are synthetic and petroleum based, but not coal tar based. But the FDA never changed the name, and it's, historically some ingredients were a byproduct, but now, I mean, they're just not. So anyways, I don't need to talk about the worst brands. It's all the ones that you can think of. The better brands, it's all the other ones you can think of. And the best are considered with no bad ingredients. So Desert Shadow, Dark and Lovely, Henna Color Lab, Light Mountain Henna. Like henna is like great, like think about doing that. Prevana, Sad Organics. Look for organic ones too, so they're not doing any bad to the environment. There's a couple that say, oh, we use essential oils, but they're a fragrance. But let's just be real. In the cosmetic industry, we all know that even though they say that, they could still be putting toxic stuff in there. So you do want to do your research. And I want to know what ones you've tried, what ones you're looking to try. If you have any, great or really horrible stories about this. And I'm always happy to do another recap episode some other time, but I hope that this helped open your eyes to hair dye. I'm so glad that you tuned in for this episode, and next time your friend gets her hair dyed, maybe she can bring something to her hairdresser that's a little bit cleaner and maybe open up their eyes too. So I hope that this changes your life in some way. I always just put this energy out that I'm doing the best I can with the knowledge that I have and the things that I find either online or that my friends bring up. I feel like, oh Obi, what are you doing? Obi wants to eat dinner, so we're going to go. But thank you guys again for listening. I really appreciate if you listen to all this way. Like, I feel like people don't want to listen to me, but if you listen, like, I want to hear about it. Please reach out to me on Instagram. Tell me why you listened, how you listened, if it changed your life at all. I love sharing your reviews, so do that as well. And thanks again. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, beauties. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Clean Beauty Podcast. I'm so thankful for your support that I decided to start giving away $500 in custom curated clean beauty products each month. Do you want to win? Share why you love listening in a review on iTunes. Then screenshot that review and share it on your Instagram feed with the hashtag #ban1500. If you've already reviewed the podcast and still want to win, just repost the giveaway from the Clean Beauty Podcast Instagram feed, and you'll be re-entered to win in the next drawing. Good luck! For information on my tour schedule, upcoming events, press announcements, joining my Clean Beauty team, or to book me to speak at your next event, head over to my website, CassandraMcClure.com.